G'day General Math students. In this video we're going to use the finance solver on the calculator to complete an annuities in advance question. So what's happening here is that we now have regular contributions or regular payments being made. I'm just highlighting that part in the question there. So rather than as with compound interest in the earlier videos, some money was just put into an account and left there to mature over time. Now we've got regular payments occurring. So let's look at how we handle that situation. It's not all that difficult. The finance solver makes things pretty manageable. Okay, so Daniel's self-employed. She's saving for retirement. The big distinction here, why is this an annuity in advance question? Well, Danielle is saving up, all right, and she's making regular contributions or regular payments. So when we're saving up and we've got regular payments, that means we've got a annuity in advance. Okay, important to remember that. Righto, so part A, how much will Danielle receive when she retires in 35 years' time? Okay, so the 35 is important. The fact that it's compounding monthly is important, and our interest rate 9.5% per annum. Interest compounding monthly. They're important points here. Okay, so part A, we'll complete that bit first. Let's detail the inputs we're going to use in the solver. All right, so the number of periods. So this is 35 years monthly. So 35 times 12. All right. So we'll put that into the calculator shortly and it'll figure that out for us. But I want to detail the rest of the inputs first. The interest rate is 9.5%. So we're going to put 9.5 here next to the I. The present value. Okay, so these annuities in advance usually start out, not always, but the questions we do, they usually start out with nothing in the account. There's zero there. So our present value is zero. And we'll look at some examples later where there might be like a kickstart or an initial deposit that's an initial amount in the account. But in this account, Danielle's starting from scratch. There's nothing there. Okay, now the payments. This is where things change a bit. We've got a regular payment occurring. So these are $250 each month. Okay, now that means our PMT, our payment, is now $250. But of course, this is money going into the bank, so it needs to be made negative. The future value, or the final value, that's what we're trying to calculate. So we'll put a question mark there. Okay, now PPY and CPY. The payments are monthly. So that's payments per year will be 12. And this compounds, how often? Well, same, monthly. So that's also 12. Now, also very important when we use the solver is to detail when payments are occurring, if payments are occurring, which they are in this case. And in the annuities in advance questions, we always consider that the payment comes at the beginning of the period. So we need to write and also select begin at the bottom here. So very important that we start to consider that part of the calculator solver. Right, so let's go to the solver. Get a calculator and menu finance and finance solver. Okay, so the number of periods was 35 by 12. So now I'll tab down and that works out for us that we've got 420 periods. It was at 9.5%, I believe. Present value 0. The payments were negative 250. Okay, I'll clear the final value. I'm going to put a 12 here and then I'm going to tab 12 there. Now when I tab down here, it's very important I go and select begin, because this is an annuity in advance and the payments come at the beginning of the period. So now I'll tab around and get the future value. I'll just double check that I remembered everything correctly. I think that's all right, isn't it? Yep. Okay, I'm going to push enter. And that is how much money Danielle will save up over this period of time. 841,475 and 9 cents. Not bad. Okay, so go back and write that down. Oops. Oops, got the wrong screen there. Here we go. Go and write that down. 841. $471 and 9 cents. There we go. Part A is done. Not too bad. Now, in Part B, we're asked how much should she invest each month if she wishes to have $1 million when she retires. So, maybe this 841,471 is not enough. We need to up it to a million. All right. So what we're doing here when we detail our inputs, okay, I'll write them all down. Just think while I'm writing these down, what am I actually going to be trying to find here? Which input am I trying to find the value for? Which ones change, if any? That sort of thing. And maybe you might even want to pause the video now, see if you can figure out the answer before I do it. I'll give you that opportunity right now. Okay, I'm going to proceed. So we're looking here at calculating, well, they're asking how much should she invest each month? Well, that's the payment, right? So we're trying to find the regular payment. She still starts with 0, but now at the end she wants to collect $1 million. So I'm going to put $1 million in the future value. All right, and it's going to be a positive number because the money comes out of the bank at the end. Everything else stays the same. Just going to put a 420 there. That's 35 by 12. That stays the same period of time, same interest rate. But she's just going to need to increase the payment. $250 per month is not going to be enough. So how much should she invest if she wants to get to $1 million rather than 841,000 and a bit? All right, so let's go back to the solver. Menu and finance and the finance solver. Okay, so I'm going to tab down and I'm going to change this to $1 million. And then tab around to the payment and delete that. I'm going to push enter. So she's going to need to put in $297, and if we round that to the nearest cent, that's going to be to 10 cents. So $297.10. $297.10. That's our number. So an extra $47.10 per month will be required. So that's how we use the finance solver to do annuities in advance questions. The big change, or the change that was required from compound interest was that we now have a regular payment. So we need to put something other than 0 into PMT. And also we need to be careful about the drop-down box at the bottom. If it's an annuity in advance question, you must make sure that it says begin down the bottom. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and try some annuities in advance questions now.